So then we have another thing here. Let me make sure I get the right one. Yeah. Okay, Ask Alan. This is something we did for several years. It worked out really good. I get too busy, and then I need an answer to. Go to the computer, type it in. And then that list is compiled for me. And then right before the seminar, it's not a seminar, it's on a phone, it's a webinar type thing. You call in, and you're on the call, and I go right down the list and I answer the questions. Now, I can't get all the questions, and we limit it to 2 hours, but I usually get through 5 or 6 questions because I go into details that you won't get anywhere else. I enjoy it, I have a great time, and for me it's one of the easiest things I can do to get stuff back to you guys. And as members, again, there's no fee, no charge. Just any time of day, any time of the month, type that in, it'll show up on my list, the next thing. And it's just, I like it because I could be anywhere. I could be on a beach in Costa Rica and be doing this stuff. Yeah, okay, we got a good microphone, no wind blowing through, works out good. So, on the 4th Tuesday of each evening, 7 Eastern Standard Time, Costa Rica's on the same time zone, it works out fine. So guys, can you see that might be valuable a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just love it, okay. And that's what we're here for, but to play Monopoly, right, in real life. But we don't play Monopoly, we play a cash flow game. Real estate consulting. Okay, private issues. I mean, sometimes you're putting deals together and stuff. You don't want to split the deal, you don't want mentoring, you just want somebody to talk. You go to your lawyer, they give you some advice. You go to your accountant, they give you some advice. And I can take the advice you get from them and put it together, or you can take my advice and bring it to them, or I can put them on the phone, or they can put me on the phone for my consulting fee, and we just talk it out and you're off and running. Get things happening. When I first started the business, lawyers stole so much of my money, it was ridiculous. I didn't know that I could just go to the realtor's office and get an offer form. I didn't know that because I was new in the business. I was totally new. So I went to a lawyer. I took this Get Rich course, and I went through it, and I found a property at Triple Decker in Brockton. And I went down to the property for sale by owner. I knocked on the door, Triple Decker. The guy showed me the whole thing. I said, "Yeah, this looks good." I said, "Well, I want to buy this creatively. I want to put little or no money down." By the way, I don't say that anymore. I do it. I don't say that. I say, "I want to put little or no money down. I want you to hold financing for the whole thing." And all this. He goes, "Hey, that works out for me. This is my mom's house. Us kids grew up here. No mortgage on it. I really don't want a chunk of cash to pay taxes on." I'm like, "Oh, no taxes?" And I started learning from what he was telling me. And he was a Stoughton cop who owned this house. He just inherited it from his mother. And he's telling me all this stuff. I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Yeah, just write it up. Write up an offer, we'll be all set. Sounds pretty good. I've had some people show up, but they're not serious, and you want to be creative, I don't mind helping you out, get started." I'm like, oh, he realized I was a new person. I didn't know what I was talking about. So I didn't know where to go. So I picked up the phone, started calling lawyers, went to a lawyer's office, and the lawyer wrote up the offer form for me. I gave him all the information the guy gave me about the house, and we put it all into an offer form. All the creative deals I get out of that Get Rich course. And the lawyer, it wasn't too bad. He only charged me $80 for it. $80 for an offer form I could have got for free, wrote it out myself. But I didn't know, you just fill in the blanks. Okay. And then I brought it to the guy a couple days later, because you have to make an appointment with the lawyer, go in there, he has to write it up, get back to you. So 6 days later, I get back to the guy and say, "Yeah, I get that offer form." He goes, "Oh yeah, bring it on by, yeah. I'll meet you at the same property down there." He meets me down there, he looks at the offer, he says, "Hey, it looks pretty good to me. I think we can put this deal together. I've had a couple of other offers, but they're not serious. They're not like yours. I'd really like to help you out, get going." He goes, "Yeah, just put it, just instead of me signing the offer form, let's go straight to the P&S." I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "Yeah, just go back to your lawyer, have him do the P&S, and we'll be all set." "Oh, yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." I have no idea what he's talking about. You guys know what a P&S is?
Yeah, purchase and sale agreement.
Purchase and sale agreement. I didn't know that. Because the Get Rich course was from California or something that didn't have a purchase. I don't know what they had. So I'm like, okay. So I called the lawyer up and said, "Yeah, the guy's willing to accept that offer. He didn't sign it, but he says, I said, I want to meet you." He goes, "Oh, just tell me what he said." I said, "I got to meet you in person." He goes, "Okay." So we make an appointment. I go to his office. I sit there. Now I'm embarrassed because I don't know what this guy said. And I said, well, he wants the next paperwork. You know, you get an offer for him, then he goes, it's the next paperwork. And the guy says, next paperwork? Purchase and sale agreement? I said, that's not what he said, no. Okay, so I'm sitting in the lawyer's office, we're going back and forth, and meanwhile, I'm like, I can't afford to sit here and pay this lawyer all this money. We're going back and forth and back and forth. And finally, I said, well, it sounded like penis. I couldn't bear to say the word. I say it in front of a group now, but I couldn't say it back then as a youngster. And he goes, oh, a P and S. I said, yeah. That's what I asked you. Purchase and sale. Okay. Now tell me that ain't a good story.
Great.
The dummy that taught us the other night didn't know what a PNS is. He called it some body part. Okay. But, I mean, it shows you where I started from. I really had no clue. By the time we got the purchase and sale together and all that, the lawyer charged me $250 just to prepare the purchase and sale. Took another week. I get it back to the guy, and he had just sold it the day before. I call him and say, yeah, get the purchase and sale together. I'm all set. Oh, I just sold it yesterday. You should have told me you had it coming in. I thought you just disappeared. Okay. The lawyer sends me his bill. I call up the lawyer, and I say, got to meet you again. And I went down to his office. I said, I don't have the money. Can I make a payment plan? Think about that. Humble experience right from the start. And then I'm thinking all this time that I'm making this appointment, I'm like, now I see how real estate people make so much money they can pay for all these high-end fees. I mean, it was a lot of money back, 31 years ago. Now it's dinner, right? But man, it was something to think about. So don't be afraid to, come here, work with us, we'll get things going here. A real estate consultant, you go to a lawyer, lawyers will tell you different things, accountants will tell you different things. You need those people in your life. I can just put the two together with your deal and make it work. If it's, I've bought, sold, fixed, flipped, built, subdivided. I've done everything. I've developed land, buildings, everything. My largest purchase was $6.5 million. No credit check. And I had to write a check for a down payment. It's one of the biggest checks I ever wrote, down payment. $17,500. Now, that's not just the deposit, that's till the closing, that's to close the deal. I wrote the check in the living room of the lawyer who owned it in Palm Beach. I get back here and the check bounced. By the way, this is only about 10 years ago, but the idea was, the lawyer called me up and says, Alan, I have a problem with the check. I said, what? He goes, yeah, it bounced. I called my partner. I said, what's the deal? He goes, oh, the money didn't go in. When you go electronic and it didn't go in, and this is 10 years ago, so electronics was just starting to get into the banking system. Anyway, lawyer didn't care. We went together. Yes, you buy anything for no money, little money down. So, anyway, any questions so far? Okay. Anyway, with the real estate consultant, just ask me. I've done everything. Everything you've ever read about real estate, I've done. Most of this stuff more than once. So just any question is fair game. Been around a long time, got a lot of advice. So fly it by me. If you have a deal, you can run it by a staff member, someone ask you some questions like it says here, and then just get it to me. So we have Jay up back there, and we have Harding up front here. Those two guys tonight, get their information. When you have deals and stuff you want viewed, they can probably look at it for you, get you rolling for free, get things rolling. But then they can meet with me. The first time I talk, I'm going to look at this, look at all the information, give you some free time there to make sure you know which way you're going, and move on. Other than that, I need a retainer, and I charge you like a lawyer would. I'm not a lawyer. Okay. But just, get stuff rolling for free. I'll just get you started. Tell you it's a good deal and stuff. So that's how we work it right there. So make sure you get Jay's number out back and get Harding's number tonight here.